across every part of the American economy to boost productivity, to boost economic growth, to enable people to innovate in their work. And the number one ingredient for that, history shows time and time again, is skilling, investing in education. And finally, we need to export. If America is going to lead the world, we need to connect with the world. We need to remember, I believe always, that as a country, only 4.5% of the world's people live in the United States of America. Our global leadership relies on our ability to serve the world with the right approach to export controls, and always, especially in technology, in our ability to sustain the trust of the rest of the world. Ultimately, I think people who take the time, if they take the time to watch or read about this hearing, may wonder, what is this all about? What are we at this table trying to do? What do these two letters AI really mean to them? Are we who are working in this industry trying to build machines that are better than people? Or are we trying to build machines that will help people become better? Emphatically, it is and needs to be the latter. Are we trying to build machines that will outperform people in all the jobs that they do today? Or are we trying to build machines that will help people pursue better jobs and even more interesting careers in the future? Indisputably, it needs to be the second, not the first. And I believe that is what we are and can do together. As somebody who's now spent almost 32 years in this industry, there are two things that always strike me. The first probably won't surprise you. Never underestimate what technology can do, how quickly it can move, what it can accomplish. But the second is one that I think is too seldom discussed, even though every day it stares us in the face. Never estimate what people can do. Never underestimate human ambition. Never underestimate what a person can do if given a better technology tool and the ability to learn how to put it to use.
Well, what's going on, everybody? This is Professor Zeus. Just want to say thank you so much for, coming to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If this is your first time on the channel, just know I greatly appreciate it. Seriously, go ahead and hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We're taking it the humble route. And guys, always remember, right? A lot of people are watching my videos, but it's like they're not subscribing. So go ahead and hit subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. So again, I really appreciate it. Guys, today we are looking at the Senate committee hearing with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's testimony, before the U.S. Senate. And this whole meeting is about AI competition. And the U.S. government is doubling down on making America the global AI leader. And it's all about revamping skills and backing U.S. homegrown companies. But what does this mean for you? What does this mean for the economy? And what does this mean for the world? I'm gonna try to break it down, explore the pros and the cons, and share why this matters. So, Sam Altman, the guy behind ChatGPT and the CEO of OpenAI, he sat before the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation. He sat with AMD's Lisa Su, and this guy is like the CEO of Microsoft. And he was essentially making a bold case for why the U.S. must lead the AI race. And, the Senate's message was clear. AI, artificial intelligence, is the future, and America needs to be at the forefront. But, why is that? Not only because all the videos that I've been dropping about AI around the world and how it's going to affect us in the next coming years, but because AI is going to transform everything, right? Healthcare, jobs, national security, and, falling a few steps behind countries like China could essentially mean losing economic and strategic power. I've already covered, the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, how he's looking at it. He had to go to Beijing to, see if he can sell directly to China. He had his own Senate meeting, and he was saying how, it's crazy how 50% of AI researchers are Chinese, right? And Sam Altman, he's highlighting that AI's advancements, they're like tools, right, for software engineering or AI agents that handle real world tasks. And they're coming. They're already here in 2025. And he even predicted that artificial general intelligence, which is AI being as smart as humans, could arrive during this, presidential administration, this next 4 years. But the kicker is, in order for the United States to stay ahead, we need a unified strategy. Guys, in my previous videos, I've covered it. All these other countries who are dealing with AI, they have a unified strategy. And that is what America is lacking in. Look at Saudi Arabia. Look at their whole idea of the Neom city. Look at China. The Beijing education municipality passed a mandate stating that kids starting at the age of 6 years old are going to be allowed to learn how to use AI, utilize AI tools, learn how to code, different things like that. But us in America, we don't have a strategy on it. So, this is going to mean, revamping the workforce, what skills are important, and pouring resources into US based companies to outpace all of our competitors, right? So, why is revamping such a huge deal? AI is changing how we work, right? So, jobs in software, healthcare, and even creative fields are evolving. Google yesterday just dropped a new model for their AI model, which is Gemini. So they just came out with Gemini 2.5, and it's really crazy. And I really would recommend everybody who's listening to this video to go out and check out Gemini. This new update is everything. Like, I literally plugged in a business plan for Universe. Not only did it give me a detailed way about going about Universe, but they even put it in audio format so I can listen to it and really understand what what Gemini was saying. And what's even crazier is that they not only was it like text to audio, it was text to make the audio sound like it's a podcast. So imagine you give AI some information and then it turns into audio and it sounds like two people who are having a podcast about the information you just fed it. That's crazy, and that's where we're headed, right? So the US, we really need people who can code, who can manage AI systems and innovate alongside all these different tools, right? So for you, for me, learning AI related skills like prompt engineering, data analysis, or basic machine learning can future proof your career, right? Companies are desperate for talent who can bridge human creativity with AI power. And this Senate, I'm going to post a link so you guys can watch this whole 3-hour hearing. They're pushing for training programs, for community colleges to online platforms to make this accessible, right? And it's not just about individuals. Businesses need to start investing in employees to train them to stay competitive, right? Sam Altman's his vision, includes AI agents that act as super assistants, for doctors, scientists, and entrepreneurs. And something I just started doing personally. Remember how I was telling you about Gemini? Now I got it on my phone, and it acts as my assistant. So I'll just be talking to it all day, telling me what it thinks. Should I do this? Should I not do that? And never ever be discouraged about AI. Right? My wife was saying when I showed my wife the little podcast audio, she's like, "Man, AI is coming for everybody's jobs." But then I told her, "Why are people thinking about it like this?" Right? Think about two things. Think about photography and think about people who paint, right? Back in the day, if you were a painter, right, and your job was to, paint different images of environments, places, people to capture that moment, at some point you might have been discouraged when the camera came out and people were able to take photographs and make it your job seem obsolete. But you know what painters did? They thought about their sector or they thought about their profession and they thought about it abstractly. That's why you started getting movements within painting like Cubism, Expressionism, the Baroque era, So graffiti, so many different types of aspects within paint, right? We would have never got that if people were just so, if they didn't think about different ways to go about their profession. And that's the same thing with AI, right? Don't look at it like it's going to take your job. Think about how you can be more creative within your job, right? Now, let's talk about real quick, talk about the Senate's push to back all these US companies, right? So the plan is to fuel innovation by supporting companies like OpenAI, AMD, and Microsoft with funding, tax breaks, and clear regulations. So Sam Altman, he's arguing that, this will create hundreds of thousands of jobs and keep America ahead of China's aggressive AI ambitions. So let's look at some pros. Economic boosts, investing in US firms could generate billions in revenue. National security, leading in AI ensures that the US controls critical technology, reducing reliance on foreign systems. Innovation edge, backing companies fosters breakthroughs, right? So we can get curing diseases to, solving climate change, all sorts of stuff. And then obviously you have some cons. Market concentration, funneling support to big players could, stifle startups or open source AI efforts. Then you have global tensions. Prioritizing US firms can spark trade conflicts or slow international collaboration. And then you have the cost. Heavy government spending could strain budgets, especially if it takes years, right? Now, the Senate wants a balanced approach, right? Supporting the giants while encouraging smaller innovators like you and myself. But as Sam Altman stated, regulation must be precise to avoid choking innovation, right? So, leading in AI isn't just about winning a race, it's about doing it responsibly, right? This whole testimony, it's really interesting. It comes at a crazy time. And this just means that there's a lot of opportunity, but you have to be cautious as well. AI can amplify your work, but it's on us to demand ethical development, right? The US, we can lead by setting global standards, collaborating with our allies and ensuring AI benefits everyone, not just the people who are powerful. So, my main takeaway is, stay informed about AI policies and try to get involved. And again, this testimony in front of the Senate hearing is like, it's a wake-up call. The US wants to lead AI, but it needs talented workers and strong companies to get there. So by revamping skills and backing US innovation, we can shape a future where AI solves big problems. And we can do this in a way without leaving anybody behind. But it's a delicate balance, and we all have a role to play. But let me know what you guys think. Can the US lead the AI race responsibly? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what AI skills you're exploring, if any, or if you're looking to start exploring them. If you found this valuable, if you found this video valuable, smash that like button. Send this to someone who you think might also see this is valuable. Hit that bell notification so you always get alerted anytime I drop a new video. And never forget, it's you and I verse information, application, execution. Until next time.